Welcome back to another tabletop review. Today we'll look at the Smith & Wesson M&P 9C compact 9mm pistol. This Smith & Wesson M&P was my very first polymer frame handgun. I'm not a polymer snob. In fact, currently I own a number of polymer guns. I just prefer metal firearms. So why did I purchase this one? Well, it was used and available at a price that I couldn't pass up. It was also a Smith & Wesson M&P, which seemed to enjoy a fairly good reputation at the time. The size and the feel were good, and I liked the Picatinny rail on the frame's underside. I thought it had some real possibilities, but it came with Trijicon night sights worth almost as much as the gun was being sold for, so I considered it a real bargain. That was a number of years ago, and I'll admit that this gun has changed my view of polymer pistols. Let's make sure this one's cleared. Horace Smith and Daniel B. Wesson founded the Smith & Wesson Company in Norwich, Connecticut in 1852 to develop the volcanic rifle. Smith & Wesson is known for its high-quality revolvers. The Smith & Wesson M&P, military and police, is a polymer frame, short recoil operated lock breech semi-automatic pistol introduced in the summer of 2005. The M&P uses a Browning type locking system. While targeted at law enforcement agencies, the M&P is also widely available on the commercial market. The M&P compact models were introduced in 2008. The M&P 9C has a 3.5-inch barrel and a double-stack magazine. The 9C refers to 9mm compact. My Smith & Wesson M&P came in a nice carrying case. Since mine was used, the paperwork, spent shell and lock were missing. But I did have the additional 2 alternative back straps. And mine came with 3 magazines. One with that was flat, and then 2 with the finger extensions. As I've already mentioned, the Smith & Wesson M&P 9C has a 3.5-inch barrel. The barrel is stainless steel with a mullinite finish, nice slide serrations, sort of unique, wavy textured, excellent for gripping. Overall length is 6.7 inches. Height is 4.3 inches, width is 1.2 inches, weight 21.7 ounces unloaded. The grips have a nice stippling, not too aggressive. Magazine release is nicely located, and I like the textured feel. The slide release is ambidextrous. Again, this one came with Trijicon night sights worth about $165. They are excellent. The trigger pull is about 6.5 pounds. Reset provides reasonable feedback. To be honest, I have guns with better triggers, but I think this trigger is fairly decent. Now, there are a lot of 9mm double-stack compact pistols out there today. The Glock 26 and the Glock 19, the Sig Sauer P320 and the Ruger SR9C, to name just a few. So why buy a Smith & Wesson M&P? I only bought this one because of the price. And to be honest, it's a bit heavy and a bit thick for me for concealed carry purposes. And I know that's not the gun's fault. Many people carry the M&P 9C with no problems. It's just a personal thing. What can I say? Other than that, I have to admit I really like this polymer pistol. It's what got me to take polymer pistols more seriously. But if I'm not going to carry this gun, what's the point? Actually, I have an answer to that. And to answer that question, I need to talk about what I see as the pros of this gun. Its retail price is only about $450, which is pretty good for what you get. It's very reliable, it's durable, it's a very accurate shooter. Its size is one that both my wife and I can use comfortably. The exchangeable backstrap grips are nice. It comes with 2 magazines that hold 12 rounds plus one in the chamber. There's an extended 17-round magazine for this gun that works great. The action is smooth and light. Trijicon night sights are outstanding. The maintenance is relatively easy, and the Picatinny rail on the frame's underside allows me to install a rechargeable tactical light green laser combo. This is the highlight model P3GL, which I got from Amazon for about $35. Now I think I have what is a great home defense pistol. For home defense, I wanted something uncomplicated, reliable, accurate, with reasonable capacity, small enough to hide and safely secure, yet easy to access. I preferred night sights, and I had to have something with a tactical light and laser, something both my wife and I were comfortable with. This M&P 9C seems to fulfill that need nicely for us. This assembly of the Smith & Wesson M&P has just one item to keep in mind. If you do so, everything will go smoothly. First thing we're going to do is remove the magazine, and then we're going to rack the slide back, lock it in place there. When we do that, if we look down into the mag well, we will see the sear, which is sort of a bent wire that's down there on the left-hand side. It is up, and we need to kick it down in order to remove the slide. It's hard to see it here, but when I get the slide off, you'll see it a little more clearly. We have a takedown lever here that I'm going to move forward, rotate it forward, pull back on the slide, and I can just remove the slide. Now I said that there was a trick, and the trick is the shear. We need to make sure that that shear, that bent wire on the left, is down. It's a little easier to see now that the frame doesn't have the slide on it. So I flipped it back up. This is usually the position that you'll find it in. So you're looking down through the mag well through the top, and you're reaching down to flip that back down like this. And that's the position it needs to be in to remove or to replace the slide. Smith & Wesson does provide a frame tool to help with that manipulation. From the slide, I can now remove the spring, and I can remove the barrel, and that's pretty much disassembly. Reassembly is the opposite procedure, removing the barrel. The spring has an end that's smooth and flat, and one that looks like it's got sort of a hexed screw on it there. That side goes to the front, and the smooth side goes against the cam for the barrel. And with the sear forward, it needs to be down to remove the slide, it needs to be down to replace the slide. With it down, we now can replace the slide. And when we do that, bring it forward, rotate that takedown lever, and that's it. The suggested retail price for the Smith & Wesson M&P 9C is about $580. Typical is more about $450, but I've seen them for as little as $420. I've seen used ones for about $350, and of course this is all without the night sights. To wrap up, let me just say that the Smith & Wesson M&P 9C was a bit of a surprise. I hadn't expected to like it as much as I do. Having avoided plastic guns most of my life, the M&P, after a few thousand rounds at the range, has given me a new perspective and a respect for polymers. I still don't own a Glock, but perhaps even that will come within time. Who knows? The M&P 9C is durable, reliable, comfortable, smooth, accurate, and versatile. With the addition of the tactical light with the laser system, I think it makes a great home defense weapon. Would I buy it again? Yep, I think I would. And knowing what I know now, I might even be willing to pay that full retail price. Any weapon you carry is better than the one you left at home. Thanks for watching. Hope you'll be back for my next tabletop review. Until next time, stay safe.